following two scam alerts this morning. The first is from Lee Summit Police. The department says that fake parking tickets are being left on cars. Here's what the tickets look like. Lee Summit Police say this is not a legitimate parking ticket and it appears to be a scam. So if you receive any kind of parking ticket in Lee Summit, contact the Lee Summit courts or the police department to make sure that it's valid before you pay it. We also have a scam alert out of Kansas City, Missouri. Police say that scammers are calling residents saying their family members are in trouble and need bail money. Victims think that the phone call is real because the police department's main phone number shows up on the caller ID. If you receive a call like this, hang up immediately.
Plans for a new KCI have stalled after airlines just couldn't agree on how to pay for it.
So now the city and airlines are looking at the scope of the project. Kmbc 9's Matt Evans live at KCI this morning with a look at what's next.
Well, the hope was to have everything signed, all the agreements signed, the funding plan in place, and that would mean construction could begin very soon. By the end of 2018, well, that's clearly not going to happen now. So exactly where this delay leaves a project that already had its fair share of delays is still not quite known just yet. We do know that in the statement that Mayor Sly James sent out yesterday evening about this, after a meeting with the airlines, he said that both sides taking a second look at the project and the scope to ensure everyone is comfortable. The airlines are also hiring a consultant to look at the $1.9 billion project that they're paying for. There's also disagreement between some of KCI's larger airlines and its smaller carriers over how to pay for a $20 million baggage claim system that the airlines want. Now, last check, we knew that the single terminal was planned to be open in late 2022, early 2023. Again, still not entirely sure how this is going to play a part in all of that. As this gets worked out between the airlines themselves, the city will continue their work. The city council and their airport committee will meet tomorrow morning, go over several more aspects of this project because there is a lot of work to do, still a lot of partners that need to come to the table on this. We should learn more from the airlines and the city about a funding agreement sometime in January. Live at KCI this morning, Matt Evans, KBC 9 News.
All right, thanks, Matt. 6:35 right now, and today you have the chance to make your voice heard when it comes to housing options in Kansas City, Missouri. Councilman Quentin Lucas is inviting KCMO residents to give their input on the city's new 5-year housing policy. Tonight is the second of 4 meetings. It's being held at Northland Neighborhoods Incorporated on Shoto Trafficway from 6 o'clock to 7:30.
Good news over here in the Weather Center with Nick. We get above freezing today.
Yeah, we do.
Everybody celebrate.
It's still going to feel cold, but at least we're going to be above freezing. Several degrees, close to 40. And so that is going to really accelerate the melting process. Now, we won't have full sunshine like we had yesterday. It'll be a mostly cloudy sky overnight. The clouds kind of sticking around. Not as cold tomorrow morning. 29 degrees, and we're well into the 40s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that snow melt will be on in a big way. I do think we are going to see rain over the weekend. The most likely time for that is going to be Friday evening after 6 o'clock, Friday night, and then it should begin to wrap up Saturday morning. There might even be some snowflakes on the backside there up near St. Joseph and Maryville Saturday morning, Johnny.
All right, Nick, thanks a lot. If you're coming out of Lee Summit this morning, we're going to put you on alert. 470 is going to be a mess here, especially 435. There's the tail end of the backup. 470 coming out of the triangle, all because of an accident we have westbound 435 near, well, it's going to be just before you get to Holmes. Look at all the stacked up traffic on that ramp. You'll see traffic joining from the right there, southbound 435 down to a crawl as well. It's normally slow getting into that one-lane stuff anyway, and now adding to the fact that we have an accident here, adding that to the whole mix, and that's why we have super slow stuff through here. 435, 470 run already, an extra 15, 20 minutes, maybe the same, maybe an extra 10 or so for that right lane, exit lane, headed westbound as well. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
All right, Johnny, thanks. We're also following a first alert traffic warning. Road work, well, in that same general area, created backups 435 on the south side starting later this morning. So at 10 a.m., crews are going to close the right lane of westbound 435 from the Blue River Bridge to Holmes. Tomorrow, one westbound lane will be shut down from Holmes to Wernal. And on Friday, the right westbound lane will be down from Wernal to State Line. That will be closed.
Well, 6:38 right now. 6 people are dead, including 4 children, after getting trapped in a house fire in Indiana this morning. Rob Hughes is at the First Alert Desk.
Rachel, this all happened around 2 a.m. on the east side of Logansport, Indiana. That's in between Chicago and Indianapolis. Police rescued 2 adults inside that home when they got there and rushed them to the hospital. There's no word on their condition. Meanwhile, though, crews were not able to reach 6 people who were trapped inside that fully engulfed home. Now, this is all in a rural area with no fire hydrants. Crews had to bring in their own water to fight this one. Firefighters actually ran out of water in just 5 minutes and had to stop fighting the fire until more water showed up.
All right, thanks, Robin. This morning, we've learned that the body of a missionary murdered on a remote island near India will not be recovered.
It's just a bizarre story, but we've learned that that missionary was working for a Kansas City-based ministry. John Allen Chow died November 17th, shortly after he got to this island. Reports claim that he was killed by arrows shot by the natives who have a reputation for being hostile to outsiders. A leader at the All Nations Ministry says Chow had been interested in that tribe for years.
I do not believe that his motivation was to so-called convert them to a religion as much as for them to have a personal relationship with God.
That's Mary Ho, who says Chow trained for his non-denominational missionary work here in Kansas City. He grew up in Washington State.
A Metro Health Alert: flu activity is increasing. The app Sick Weather is releasing their latest forecast. They're seeing a surge in flu activity that started the week of Thanksgiving. They believe that it'll continue to grow through January. In Kansas City, the top symptoms reported are fever and cough. The deadline for Medicare open enrollment is just more than a week away, and if you have any questions, today is your chance to get some answers. From 9 to 4 today, go to the Johnson County K-State Research and Extension Office in Olathe for help picking the right option for you.
Emergency shelters are set up across the metro for the homeless to escape the cold in the winter, but now after Sunday's blizzard, one group in Johnson County is opening up a week early. Project 1020 in Olathe opened last night at 7 o'clock. This was at the Branches Church on South Black Bob Road. Organizers say they panicked Sunday morning when the temperatures dropped because of the blizzard, scrambled to get the shelter ready early.
When it was so cold, I mean, it was just awful outside.
We started thinking, can we get it together and open? Because we know the need is there.
Project 1020 volunteers drive around Johnson County to bring people to the shelter whenever the temperatures drop below 20 degrees. Again, the temporary shelter is at the Branches Church on South Black Bob Road in Olathe if you need a place to stay. You can help local families this holiday season.
We've teamed up with the Salvation Army for its Adopt a Family program. A live look right now at Salvation Army members standing by to take your calls and set you up with a family in need.
Okay, phone lines open all day until 10:30 tonight. Here is the number you need to know, 816-760-9314. We also have a link on how you can help at kmbc.com.